It's great to be back with you. It's morning for me here as I record this, and so we're going to do just a nice gentle flow, really kind of embracing what's ahead for the day. I'm not sure where this will meet you. Maybe you're in the evening, but again, just using this time to be centered, to be focused on nothing but the present moment. So if you'll join me, just finding a comfortable position, whether that be one leg that you always cross over, the left or something, but then switching it up and doing the right. And I welcome you to lower the gaze or close the eyes, and we begin to gently inhale through the nose and release the exhale. We'll spend our first few moments here together simply breathing, not changing anything about the breath, slowing the heart rates, slowing any thoughts that may be drifting across the mind. Begin to do a gentle scan of the body, scanning the toes and the legs, and moving up through the torso, the back, to the arms and the head and the neck. Moving very thoughtfully as we consider how each area is feeling today in our practice. Helping us to recognize what we're bringing into our practice today, any areas that we might want to be more gentle toward. Maybe there's some areas we're up to challenge a little bit today in our flow. And we make note of those as we scan through the body. And as we come back to our breath, I'd like us to maybe think about drawing the breath into that middle rib space. So maybe even envisioning those ribs expanding as you expand the diaphragm and fill the lungs. So we don't want to upper chest breathe. And we may pull it down into that abdominal space, but we're really looking to expand that middle space. We think about a nice upright posture where the crown of our head is lifted, spine is tall and long. Really roll those shoulder blades back and down and in. We notice that maybe even those adjustments help to breathe into that middle rib space. We often use yoga to help us to make the connections of breath and body and mind. And to do so, I encourage you to set an intention. Maybe that intention connects all of those. Maybe it's something like grace or gratitude. Maybe it's the breath. We use our intentions in yoga to help us ground the mind on the mat. It's very common, whether it be meditation or yoga practices, that the mind drifts off to something that's happened or something that's coming in our days. And that's normal. We accept that and acknowledge it, but then we ask it to come back to our intention, to our focus, to that thing that's filling us up, keeping us grounded in our yoga practice, but filling us up for what's ahead for the day, or maybe for what's ahead tomorrow. And we set that intention now. If we chose to close our eyes, we open them. And as we inhale, we lift the arms up to the sky. As we exhale, hands come down to heart center. We'll continue with our breath here, but as we inhale, we'll lift. And as we exhale, the left hand will go behind, right hand will come forward. And inhaling, we lift. Exhaling, right hand goes behind, left hand comes forward. And we continue with our own breath, beginning to warm up the spine into rotation. We're not pushing it to go places it doesn't want to, but just enjoying how that rotation feels to the spine, taking the gaze over that back shoulder. We do one more breath to each side. And we'll all meet back at heart center. Good. We come from our seated position into tabletop position, so bringing those knees around. And we continue with motion of the spine by placing wrists and shoulders in line, knees and hips in line. And we move through flexion and extension. So we inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, rounding the back, pulling shoulder blades away from one another. Inhaling, lift the gaze. Exhaling, rounding. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, rounding. And one more breath. Good, and we come back to neutral. We step the hands forward, we tuck the toes, lifting up into our first downward dog of the day. In our downward dog, hands remain shoulder width, and we have to step the feet back a little bit. And then we step, walk, or hop the feet up, coming into forward fold, knees gently bent, head hanging down. We inhale, lift the arms. Exhaling to heart center. And we begin to get warmed up here, and we inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Hands placed firmly on the mat. We step the left foot back. We step the right foot back, coming into plank. As we're warming up, maybe lowering those knees, shifting forward, elbows tight to chaturanga, lifting up to upward dog, looking off the tip of the nose, pressing through the tops of the feet and back to downward dog. Inhaling, lifting the right foot, exhaling, pulling it through, placing the left heel down, rising up to warrior two. Good, in our warrior two, that knee is in, arms are strong. Turning the right hand up, reaching forward, coming back to reverse warrior. Moving from reverse warrior back to warrior two. And windmilling down to the mat, lifting the left hip, sliding the right foot back, coming into plank, shifting forward into chaturanga, rising up to upward dog, back to downward dog. Inhaling, lifting the left foot. Exhaling, pulling it through, placing the right heel down, winding up to warrior two on our left. Shoulder blades tucked down and in. Knee gently over that left ankle. Turning the left hand up, reaching forward, coming back to reverse warrior. Exhaling back to warrior two. And windmilling down to the mat, lifting the right heel, sliding the left foot back, coming into plank, shifting forward, lowering to chaturanga, raising up to upward dog, back to downward dog. Walking, stepping, or hopping the feet up to the top of the mat, coming into forward fold. Inhaling at the bottom. Exhaling, chair pose. And rising mountain. Good. Inhaling, we lift. Exhaling, we fold. Hands placed firmly on the mat. We step the right foot back. We step the left foot back. Coming into plank. Shifting forward, lowering to chaturanga. Rising up to upward dog, back to downward dog. Inhaling, lifting the right foot. maybe taking that heel over that left glute, opening up the right side, that right hip flexor. Exhaling, pulling it through. Placing the left heel down, rising up to warrior one. Good. Working on getting those hips to face forward, arms reaching to the sky. We open to warrior two. We move to angle pose, bringing right elbow to right knee, left hand reaches to the sky. We hold that hand out. We can lower the hand to the mat, maybe using our block here if we'd like. And we bring that left hand down to the mat. Both hands come down. We come into runner's lunge, lifting that back left heel. And we slide the right foot back, coming back into plank. Knees up or down, shifting forward to chaturanga. Rising up to upward dog, back to downward dog. Inhaling, lifting the left foot. And maybe taking this side, taking that heel over that right hip. Breathing into that hip. And on your next exhale, bringing that left foot through. Placing the right heel down, rising up to warrior one on the left. And working to get those hips to face forward. Opening to warrior two. Tucking those shoulder blades down and in. Bringing the elbow down to the knee, reaching the right hand up into angle pose. Choosing our angle posture. Maybe taking that left hand down to the mat, maybe using our block here. We want to keep the shoulders and hips in line. Then we exhale, both hands come down into the instep. We lift that back right heel into runner's lunge, checking that that front knee stays over the ankle. And then we take that left foot back. We come into our plank, shifting forward, lowering to chaturanga, rising up to upward dog, back to downward dog. We will walk, step, or hop the feet up to the top of the mat into forward fold. We can grab our blocks here if we'd like, or we can just place that left hand center and we open right hand coming back into rotation like we did warming up. And we exhale, lower right hand. Inhale, lift the left. And we exhale, lower left hand. We set the block to the side. We inhale at the bottom. And we exhale, chair pose. We can stay here in our traditional chair, or we can bring hands to heart center. And we take that left elbow to the outside of the right knee into twisting chair. Breathing into the twist. Exhaling, become center. And then right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Think about having our weight neutral, so making sure we're not shifting that weight. We want to stay nice and neutral in our chair. And exhaling back to center and rising mountain. Good. Rolling those shoulder blades down and maybe even closing our eyes for a minute in our mountain. Noticing the strength through the feet, through the legs, into the core. And noticing how our breath can bring those relaxing properties, that connectedness. Good. And we open our eyes. We inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Placing the hands firmly on the mat, we step the left foot back. We step the right foot back, coming into plank. We lower the right knee, kickstand to the side, and come into right side plank, reaching that left hand up. We can keep the back left leg down. Maybe we lift that back left leg. Maybe we come into full plank by extending that bottom right leg as well. Whichever option we've selected, we turn back to forward plank. We hold here for a breath. And then we lower that left knee. We kickstand to the left side, and we come into our left side plank, reaching that right arm to the sky. Maybe lifting that back right leg. Maybe coming into full side plank on our left side. And we all turn back to forward plank. And then we come back to downward dog. Allowing that core to rest just a bit here, but we still want to maintain stabilization. Really lifting the hips up to the sky. And as we inhale, we lift the right leg. Exhaling, we pull it through. Placing the left heel down, we rise up to warrior two. We straighten that front right leg. We reach forward and lower into triangle pose. So in our triangle pose, again, we can grab that block if we'd like. Just like our angle pose, we want the shoulders and hips to be in line here. We're likely feeling some opening of that left side body. Likely feeling some opening of that right leg. And then we gently bend the right knee, returning back to the top. We place right hand behind left hand forward, and we reach forward, lowering into twisting triangle. Again, the option of the block here to go to the mat. We open that right hand, or maybe if that's uncomfortable, we place that hand on the sacrum. Really just looking to get that rotation through the spine. And then we gently bend the right knee. We bring the right hand to the mat. We power through the right foot and rise up into single leg balance. We can stay here. We can walk those hands back toward the ankle. Maybe our focus is really on opening that back left hip, or maybe we try half moon. In half moon, our right hand stays on the mat, left hand pulls nice and strong, close to the body, reaching up. As if we were flat against a wall here, we're looking for shoulders and hips to be in line. And then we return that left hand if we chose half moon. And we all return the left foot to meet the right into forward fold, head hanging down. Inhaling, we lift the arms up. Exhaling to heart center. And we move through that flow on the left. We inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Placing the hands firmly on the mat. We step the left foot back. We step the right foot back. We come into plank. We lower the right knee to the mat, kickstand to the side, coming in to right side plank, reaching that left hand, maybe lifting that back left leg, maybe coming into full side plank. We turn back to our forward plank. Again, knees up or down on these, and really choosing our own options here. We lower that left knee, turning to our left side plank. Maybe lifting that back leg, maybe coming full. We turn back to our forward plank, holding here for a breath, positioning our feet, shoulder width apart, abdominal muscles engaged. And we exhale back to downward dog. Nice deep breath here in our downward dog. And we inhale, lifting the left foot up to the sky. As we exhale, we pull the left foot through. We place the right heel down and we wind up to warrior two. We straighten that front leg. We reach forward, moving into triangle pose. Again, using our block here if we'd like. Goal is to get that left leg straight, but for some of us, we might be here. Again, we can place that hand on our sacrum. Idea is that we keep a nice flat front. And then we gently bend the left knee, coming back to the top. We take left hand behind the right hand forward and we reach forward to lower down into twisting triangle. And then we gently bend that left knee, bringing the left hand to the mat, setting the block to the side or to the front. Didn't provide that option last time. We power through that left foot, rising up into single leg balance. We can stay here. We can have our hands on the block, so we can bring the block here on any of our sides. We can walk the hands back toward the ankle. We can open up that right hip. Or we can come into half moon, arm gently but strongly brought into the body and opening up. Again, as if we're flat against a wall. That back leg is as strong as the front leg. And we exhale, bringing that right hand to the mat, and then all of us bringing the right foot back to meet the left. Coming into forward fold, head hanging down. We inhale, lift up. Exhale, heart center. We move into a few stretches here before our Savasana. So prepare for pigeon pose. So we'll inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Hands placed firmly on the mat. We step the left foot back. We step the right foot back. We can choose to flow here or go straight to downward dog. Our choice, I'll flow. All meeting in downward dog. We'll inhale, lifting the right foot up to the sky. And as we exhale, we'll bring the right knee up to that right wrist. Left foot extends back, or left leg extends back. I choose to use my block here as my hip's a bit tight here on the right. Our goal is to get that knee so that it's at about at 90. Can have some restrictions in that hip, so using assists as we need them. We can stay upright. We want our hips to be level here, or we can come down onto the elbows. Others may find it possible to reach those arms out. Again, really listening to the body and whatever the body needs. Again, we're really breathing into that joint. So we hold these longer postures. This can be where our mind begins to wander as we are slowing down from the movement part of our practice. We acknowledge any thoughts that come, but again, ask them as we did at the beginning to step to the side for a few more moments. And we come back up onto the hands if we chose elbows or arms extended. We tuck that back left toe. We remove the block if we've selected that. We push back up into plank. We can choose to flow here, or we can go straight to downward dog. I will choose downward dog. And then when you're ready, inhaling, lifting that left foot. Exhaling, the left knee comes up to that left wrist. Again, using our block here if we need. This is a great opportunity to notice side to side differences as well. So noticing where our adjustments here, noticing how it feels, and then beginning to settle in. As we engage in this left pigeon, be coming back to that intention we set at the beginning of our practice. How are we doing? Are we honoring that? Maybe we've changed our intention as we've moved through our practice, as our body was calling for something else. I encourage you to engage in that active listening of body and mind and breath. And then on your next exhale, coming back up to the hands, removing the block if you've chosen it. And this time we're gonna sit into that left hip, bringing the right leg around to the top of the mat. Good. And we'll sit nice and tall here, legs extended. And then we'll bend to the left leg. Again, nice tall spine. We can keep that foot on the inside of the right leg, or we can cross it over. We place our left hand behind us, almost as like a post. And then we gently turn, engaging in further rotation here. Turning that gaze over the left shoulder. Maybe we wrap that arm a bit more firmly, or maybe just the gentle hand. We never want to force the body into postures. Really listening to what it needs, honoring it when it asks to back off. On the next exhale, we return to center. We bring that left hand back. We uncross the left leg and extend it back to meet the right. We may reposition those sit bones, and then when we're ready, we bring that right knee to bend. You can keep it on the left or on the right side of the left leg or cross it over. Again, sitting nice and tall, we place the right hand behind this time and gently bring that left hand to help turn the spine toward that right shoulder. Again, using our breath here, maybe noticing any differences side to side. And we exhale, returning to center. We bring that right hand back. We uncross the right leg. Good. We're going to come into our final relaxation pose, our Savasana. Our traditional Savasana is taken on our backs. We allow the feet to drift to the side, the hands to rest next to us. I'm choosing today to take a seated Savasana, final meditation. Please choose whichever suits your practice. And we'll end our practice as we did our beginning. Slowing down the body. Slowing down the mind. Fully relaxing from head to toe. Breath very slow. Peaceful. As we come to the end of our practice, begin to slowly reawaken the body. Be wiggling toes and fingertips. For seated, maybe doing some gentle circles with the head and neck. And if we're lying down, beginning to bend the knees. And bring them into chest. Maybe gently rocking side to side. And then maybe forward and back. And we'll all come to meet one another in a seated position with our hands at heart center. We can gently close our eyes or lower our gaze once again. We bring the thumbs to the forehead. And we remember to have hopeful and faithful thoughts. Bring our thumbs to our lips. And we remember to share words of compassion and grace with ourselves and with others. We bring our thumbs to heart center, and we remember to have love in our hearts for ourselves and for those around us. Namaste.